Democratic candidates will meet for a debate in South Carolina on Tuesday. That state will hold its primary on Saturday. Now, a new Star Tribune NPR News Minnesota poll has Senator Klobuchar leading Senator Sanders 29% to 23% here in Minnesota, but there are still 21% undecided in this poll, and the margin of error is 4.5%. Minnesota is one of 14 states voting in just 10 days on Super Tuesday. This map shows what is at stake on this critical day. 34% of the overall delegates, 1,357 delegates, are up for grabs. 1,990 are needed to win the nomination. Professor David Schultz is the author of a book on presidential swing states, and he is kind enough to join us now. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
All right, Bernie Sanders, is he poised to get an insurmountable lead after Super Tuesday?
Well, again, remember, only 3% of the delegates have been selected, but right now, if you look at it, he's won the popular vote in the first 3 states. He has the most delegates by far, the most money. Right now, he looks like he's in a really good position of consolidating, and if you look at who the opposition would be, the more moderate wing of the party, it's badly divided between Biden, Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and perhaps Bloomberg. So right now, he's in a very good position.
And the polls I've looked at in the big Super Tuesday states show him ahead, like in California and in Texas. And let me ask you about that Minnesota poll. Senator Klobuchar is ahead, according to that Minnesota poll, and another poll, but it's close in terms of statistically.
It is. The poll that you showed was the Star Tribune one, where it does seem to be she has a lead outside the margin of error, but there was a UMass Lowell poll that also had her within the margin of error, which means basically you can't really tell if she has a lead or not. She probably has a slight lead, but she's expected to win this state, and she should win this state. And the fact that it's relatively close in Minnesota should be a concern for her. It's not going to be a lot of consolation if on Super Tuesday she doesn't do well elsewhere, but only wins Minnesota. Remember, Marco Rubio won Minnesota, 4 years ago, and as Minnesota goes, the whole nation doesn't go.
And Bernie Sanders won big here in Minnesota 4 years ago. There has been concern from Democrats going back to 2016 that if Senator Sanders heads up the ticket, Donald Trump is going to win. Is that legitimate? And what will Democrats do if, in fact, that happens? The last time they tried to kind of suppress the Sanders vote, and they've gotten in big trouble for that.
They did. There's a real dilemma for the Democrats because you do have this badly divided party. If they were to do anything, let's say with the superdelegates, let's say if Sanders were not to get a majority of the delegates going into the convention and the superdelegates threw it to somebody else, there's going to be a war within the party. On the other hand, you're right. There's a lot of people who are concerned that a Sanders nomination hurts the party. There's sort of 2 rival theories here. One, Sanders is saying, I can move to the left, bring in disenfranchised voters, versus others, people who are saying, no, the battle is to move a few swing voters. There's evidence for and against both theory.
What's so interesting is that President Trump was able to do that, to bring in disenfranchised voters. Can Senator Sanders do that in a general election and defy the odds, defy all the experts, and actually beat Donald Trump, potentially?
Well, if we,
because it looks like it might be headed to that way.
It might be headed that way, and if we look at head-to-head, not general popular vote, remember, it's critical. It's about swing states. If we look at the critical swing states at this point, Sanders is competitive, if not ahead, in several of the swing states. So it's not a foregone conclusion that Sanders couldn't win. In fact, again, I'm going to use exactly your logic here, is that everybody thought that Trump had no chance to get the nomination, no chance to win, but it was about a swing state strategy. It was about, for the general election, it was about a divided Republican Party going through the primaries. The same conditions are setting up with Sanders now with the Democrats as Trump 4 years ago.
Let's talk about Senator Klobuchar. A strong finish in New Hampshire, 3rd, a stunning debate performance there. Not such a great debate performance in Nevada, and a 5th place finish. She was seen talking to her supporters here this morning. She flew back here. She's going to Fargo later on today. Where does she stand? It's
a tough path for her going forward. She's been 5th, 3rd, 5th in terms of the first 3 states. She is part of a very divided, again, moderate wing. Keep in mind also, if she wants to be the moderate alternative to Bernie Sanders, she's not beaten Buttigieg in 3 contests. She's lost to Biden in 2 contests so far. I think it's a tough path for her. She needs something pretty significant soon for her to break away. Winning Minnesota is not going to do it for her, even though people she'll say that it is, but she doesn't have the money. She doesn't really have sort of the positioning at this point. She's probably not going to do well in South Carolina because she's not resonating well with people of color. Never want to say never, but her path going forward is very, very difficult.
The possibility quickly of a brokered convention and Mike Bloomberg coming in on Super Tuesday.
Yeah, well, Mike Bloomberg, that's going to be the interesting question because he had an abysmal debate, as all of us know.
Yes.
The question becomes, how much does that debate hurt him? I'll flip it around. Warren had a great debate, but she didn't get a rebound in Nevada. So if Bloomberg does really well on Super Tuesday, because he's got the resources to do that, possible of a brokered convention goes up.
All right, David Schultz, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.